Join Bill and Pete with super practical ways on where to get money for real estate deals.
So here we go. So there's 3 places to get money when you want to buy real estate, as far as I'm concerned. There's only 3 places.
Your dad, your rich uncle, and your son's 401k.
And if you're an orphan?
No BS facts about investing.
Buying real estate without a loan is very possible. It's not a 3 a.m. infomercial. It's not some scam. It's not any of that. And I'm going to tell you the exact reason.
A specialist in creative financing.
How you can find and do business with the buyer to fund your deals to your seller.
The best ways to grow your real estate career.
There's 2 ways of making money with real estate. That's with equity, where you buy low, sell high, or with cash flow, which means you can pay $260,000 for a house and sell it for $260,000 and make $84,000.
A top real estate investing mythbuster.
So the whole myth about you can buy houses without any money is not a myth. It's very true, because we're using our buyer's money to purchase the house, and we're orchestrating or choreographing the entire process so that everybody wins.
Now strap yourself in for some amazing help.
Okay, so here we are. We're at the very, very beginning of Flipping Houses Startup Bootcamp.
And this is the introduction to it.
Right. My name is Bill Hawthorne, otherwise known as the Deal Maker.
And I'm Pete Cocola.
Otherwise known as the Rookie, except in this episode, we're going to not do that.
So that's why I use my whole name, and I don't have a title now.
Right. We'll have to get you a title.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
So just in case you're curious, when we started this podcast, we have another podcast that's 116 podcasts long when we started this one, called Flipping Houses for Rookies. And there are a lot of podcasts there, 116 as of the beginning of this podcast. And it was brought to my attention by one of my coaching clients, Tim, who's one of my more advanced coaching clients. We were talking one day, and he brought to my attention that when you go to that podcast, that there's 116 or 100 and some odd podcasts there. Like, where do you start?
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've gone to places too, and it's just laid out there. You can't. It's just too many.
Yeah. So you being savvy in educating people, and myself being savvy in making deals in real estate, and then Emma, who is my assistant and my youngest daughter, who's behind the scenes running this whole thing, has the technical savvy. We kind of decided that what we were going to do is we were going to start a podcast, and we are going to go through the steps right from the very beginning, starting with a little bit of mindset, right? And then go through the steps of what it's like to do a deal, right? Like, I'll read some of them. So, like, we're going to call them seasons, like a TV show. Although I tend to call them a series. So if you hear me saying series, I mean seasons, because I kind of don't have it. I don't watch a lot of TV. So we're going to have like season 1, season 2, season 3. So like season 1 is, are you prepared to buy and sell a house? Right? And that's what the season's about. Okay? And then like season 2 is deal hunting. And then season 3 is how to survive sellers calling you, right? Because once you start doing deal hunting, that's what happens, right? And then season 4 is making offers in the house to avoid investor fatigue, right? So that kind of gives you an idea. And then each season has its own episodes. So it'll be like season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2, season 1, episode 3. So when you're in your podcast platform, it'll be easy to recognize where to start and where to go first, where to go second. Now, can you jump ahead? Because I can tell you, once we get these podcasts going and this platform is fully built, because we're going to build it as we go, people will jump to things like deal hunting, or making offers. They'll jump ahead, which they shouldn't, because if you do it out of sequence, it'll be harder to understand. But I will have some seasoned investors that will come in and want to poke around and check things out. Okay. So that's the plan. I don't want anybody to think that I am replacing this with full training. You do need to buy training, whether it's from me or from somebody else. It's just how the industry works. What we're going to do is we're going to tell you how to do things. Your training is going to tell you how to. I'm going to do that again. The podcast is what to do. Training tells you how to do it. So I don't think I can tell you how to do it on a podcast that you would pay attention to. Like, for example, when we first started our other podcast, they were hour and 15 minutes long, each podcast. And that's one of the complaints, is they're too long. So people don't stick through the hardcore stuff sometimes. So this podcast, we're going to try to keep them to 20 minutes or 30 minutes apiece. But it's what to do. And then if you want to know how to do it, we'll send you to different websites or different places and different videos and stuff like that on how to do it. Okay? But the point is that you can go through this podcast and get the sequence and get a real good idea and actually do things on your own. Right? If you're a do-it-yourselfer, then this is a great podcast for you.
Yeah, this is very, very important because I know it's like to go try to learn real estate or anything, and you wind up on a site and there's a lot of information and you're not sure where to start. And you start getting a lot of information. You have 10 things you think you're supposed to do, and they don't get you into a house, buying a house. So when I contacted you, you laid it out. Pete, just do 1, 2, and 3, and I did it. And next thing you know, we're both in a house within like 10 days, something.
Right.
You didn't buy it, but that's a great start. In 10 days, you start the thing moving instead of, do I have an LLC? And I don't know if I have a lawyer. Well, what do you need a lawyer for if you don't have a house? So
Right.
you lay this out brilliantly so it just works and it flows and you get somewhere faster than trying to learn it all at once or going in circles.
Right. So my philosophy is that you're really in the marketing business and you're looking for sellers that are motivated. So I cast the net, and I'm going to show you why when I cast that net, I'm not worried about what comes back. You know, we're going to go through, I have a 7-deal strategy where I can make 7 different offers. We're going to go through that. We're going to go through some examples. We're going to go through how to do that. I'm going to show you how I cast my net. I'm going to show you the marketing I do. I'm going to show you all that stuff. And it's all going to be in sequence like you're talking about. So you don't have to worry about the marketing now. Right now you have to worry about the step you're on. So the magic of my coaching program is do your next step. And these steps we're going to show you are going to be how you know what step to do next. And that's the gist of the whole podcast. Okay. The last thing I'd like to say is that we have formed a private Facebook group. And if you want to send me any information or have any questions or want to talk to you, Peter, then we are only going to accept communication from this podcast in Facebook. We have a link for you to remember so that you don't have to worry about a Facebook link. If you go to flippinghousesforrookies.com/startup bootcamp, all one word, startup bootcamp, it will redirect you to the appropriate page to get help. Okay? So there will be a private Facebook group. You should go check that out. And see how you can get extra help. And we're going to actually have the episodes on here. All the episodes will be on there. When we record them, we do audio and video. So the videos, all the videos will be there. If we're talking about like certain signs or certain, documents or whatever, they'll be posted in the Facebook group. Okay, so like you say, you want to make sure that people have something real connected to the theory, right? So that's where that will be. So if you are interested in doing that, then you should go to flippinghousesforrookies.com/startup bootcamp, all one word. Last thing I want to say, and we're out of here, is Emma came up with a genius idea. We give away in our 116 podcasts, we've given away a lot of documents and a lot of forms, and people tend to, and I notice this through my coaching group, they tend to not know where they are. So Emma, being analytical like she is, put them all on one page. So if you go to flippinghousesforrookies.com/free stuff, it may not be a pretty page. I don't know, we keep changing it, but you can go there and get a lot of documents. Okay, I have things on there like lease options explain reports. I have things on there like FSBO scripts, the for sale by owner scripts. There's a prospect suspect forms are on there. I actually have a case study on there. How to weed out suspects. We talk about my 7 deals. There's links on there to go to the 7 deals. We broke the 7 deals out. So if you want to just learn about lease options, there's a 20-minute video of me giving a lecture of what a lease option is and all the math. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that we put there just to help people that are trying to learn real estate, how they can go and poke around. So if you go to flippinghouses.com/free stuff, there's a lot of tools there that you can use. Okay, so the 2 links that you need to know about is the Facebook group, which is flippinghousesforrookies.com/startup bootcamp, and the other one is flippinghousesforrookies.com/free stuff. With that said, let's get started on season 1.
This podcast was designed to help you get started. Now it's time for you to step up and start making some real money this month. Head on over to flippinghousesforrookies.com/startup bootcamp. Again, let's connect at flippinghousesforrookies.com/startup bootcamp.